to around 1983. This is the time when I released my first single. It was called New Song, and I wanted to give you a bit of a background of what was going on and all the things that were happening around me in the UK at that time. And I have to skip back a bit further to the end of the 70s when I was at music college up in Manchester in the north of England, and I was at the Royal Northern College of Music, and I was studying classical piano. Now, not because classical piano was my first love. I was there because my keyboard hero of all time, Mr. Keith Emerson, was a brilliant classical pianist, and I wanted to, follow in his footsteps. I saw the first major gig of Emerson, Lake and Palmer in the Isle of Wight Festival, and I was really too young to be there. I don't know how I managed to con my parents into it, but I managed to get there. And I was too young, but I saw Jimi Hendrix that day. I saw the Doors, and I saw Joni Mitchell, and it was just endless, amazing bands. And ELP doing their first gig. Emerson had his big Moog modular synth on stage. Nobody was taking those instruments out on the road. And he had cannons on stage. He was stabbing knives into his Hammond C3. Don't try this at home, children. And also, he was rolling around the stage with his Hammond L100. And it was like, that's what I want to do. Keyboard man as the front man. And so that's why I was at music college. I wanted to get the classical training so I could put it into my stuff. But anyway, got 2 years into that course, and I just felt, I'm just sick to death of playing dead people's music. I've had enough now. As good as it is, and great as it is, I want to get on with my own thing, do my own music. So I left halfway through the course against all good advice. Went back to live with my parents and took the first job that anybody offered me, and it was working in a factory, and it was a saran wrap factory. And I was rolling saran wrap every day, perforating it into sheets, and I worked with some amazing people. The girls and guys there were just brilliant, and he treated me really well. And I did say to them, one day I am going to walk out of here and I won't be coming back because I'm going to do my music. I've only got plan A, I'm doing that. And they kind of chuckled to themselves and thought, well, we'll see about that, we'll see if that happens. So while I was at the factory, I was developing the idea of this one-man electronic band, using sequencers, drum machines, and working it all live using MIDI. I went up to London and bought a Moog Prodigy, and by mistake they sent me 2 of them. So I used one for bass and one for top line, and then, and I used to take this out to the pubs and clubs. They'd never seen anything like it. I think I might have been one of the first people to do that. So it's kind of gathered a following of people who wanted to be like right on the cutting edge of stuff. And so people would travel with me around the country, fortunately, and in coaches. And we, after 3 years and doing about 300 gigs, we finally got a residency up in London at the Marquee Club in Soho in London. And invited all the record companies down, and all the publishers down, all the big wigs in the music business, and they all saw it and they all rejected it. They all passed on it, and I've got a big stack of letters, of rejection letters from all of them, which it's kept in a safe somewhere to bribe people later on. But it's fun to read them sometimes. I do most nights. I'm really painting the wrong picture of myself so there we are. But there was one man who did get it, and his name was Paul Conroy, and he was working for Stiff Records, and they had Elvis Costello, and Nick Lowe, and Madness. They had Kirsty Cole, and they, really great label. I didn't think I fitted in with that label, but Paul Conroy was ready to put his job and life on the line for me, and his quote was at the time, "We missed out on Depeche Mode. We're not going to miss out on Howard Jones." It's true. Anyway, I'm just about to sign a contract with them. I've been waiting. I've been playing piano since I was 7. Been in bands for 14. I was now 28 years old. signing my first record contract. And I was there with that night, and I remember the night really well. The contract was there, I was going to sign it, a little bit of a, have a drink and celebrate. Paul Conroy then jumps into the dressing room and says, "Don't sign it, don't sign it. I've left Stiff Records, and I got a job with Warner Brothers, and I'd like to take you with me." So I ended up with the biggest label in the world at the time. So that was nice. So right, so we're ready now to, everyone agreed the first single should be New Song, right? And it was produced by Colin Thurston, who'd worked with Duran Duran, and we heard of them. And so make the video, in the underground at London. It's bundling up and a pickup factory. And so put this single out with great expectation. I was on the road, I was doing loads of gigs at the time. It came out and went flying into the charts at number 106. It looked like it was all completely over right before it had begun. But somehow it clawed its way up the charts, like a couple of places every week, 2 or 3 places. And after 8 weeks, it had got to number 44 in the chart. And we had a TV program in the UK called Top the Pops, which was shame it's not still going really, because every week you get to see all the hit bands, from Pink Floyd and Genesis, and you'd have like Peter Gabriel on there, you'd have David Bowie on there, Rolling Stones, and all the pop bands, and it was just incredible. The whole history of music. Every Thursday, granddads, grandmas watched it, little kids watched it, teenagers, everyone watched it. So everyone knew what was, the hits, but the program's called Top of the Pops. 44. Not really, no. Medium pops or low pops or no pops at all. But I don't know what happened that week. It was a very strange week. All the planets were aligned in a certain special way, and Duran Duran were not available because they were in the West Indies. They were making a video or something, down on a boat or something like that. Spandau Ballet they were on tour in Australia. They couldn't make it. So they had to keep going further and further down the charts. So finally got to number 44. I was in. So me and Jeff did it. And everything changed after that one performance. Everything went crazy. The single went to number 3 eventually, and the album came in at number 1. I couldn't go anywhere in the UK without being chased by at least 50 people. It was really quite extraordinary. Suddenly, overnight, that's the sort of effect that program has. Anyway, so what I want to say to you is, I wanted to put the idea back into my work, and especially this song, that if I could do this, if I could do the thing that I really thought I was good at and make it work, then everyone has the chance to do that. It doesn't have to be music, it can be any field that people work in, but not to give up, not be afraid to go for what you really feel you've got to contribute, and so this is what this song's about. Don't crack up, bend your brain, see both sides, and throw off your mental chain. But the most important thing of all is that this song was in Breaking Bad. My favourite TV programme ever. And I could not believe that they'd chosen New Song. Jesse Pinkman is sitting there in the cafe. Suddenly, New Song comes on the jukebox, and he goes, "Don't crack up, see both sides." And he's thinking about whether he should carry on with Walter White or not. And so it's a pivotal place in the whole series. You will sing this one with me, won't you?
Yeah.
can't say that in all honesty. It's not that it's my prime ambition. But if it should so be the case, I know I won't argue with it.